owners were to come to the conclusion that they're going to bring the players out for the anthem and they're going to force them to stand.
Yeah.
See, I think the thing is that the owners, what they need to understand, if you're going to come to this kind of conclusion, you need to have the people that's going to be impacted by this, you need to let them have a seat at the table. If before you go to this step, how about this, Skip? How about just keep the teams in the locker room while the national anthem is being played?
Good.
Once the anthem is over, you come out.
Would you be okay with that?
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
Because you got to, therefore, the longest time, they only started bringing the players out, Skip, when the military started handing out money to the NFL.
That's true.
See, people, that's what we don't, and you hear the owners and you hear Commissioner Goodell talking about our fan base. You look, and I know President Trump said something, because it was only a handful of guys. I think Eric Reed might have been the only guy that was still kneeling. And it was President Trump at an event in Alabama who threw some red meat to his base. Now, they're concerned about what he's going to say, Skip. But President Trump supporters are not the only one that watch football.
Yeah.
What about the supporters of Colin Kaepernick that says, I'm not going to watch until he gets a job? What about the people that agree with why the players are actually protesting, saying, okay, we're not going to watch? So you can't just look at it through the prism of what you think that what's going on, because I can assure you that there are black people that are and white that are in favor of this. And so you just can't say, well, our fans. Well, there are fans on the other side that are also. But Skip, before you get to this point where you mandate that players must stand, I would think the owners should come to the conclusion, say, you know what, guys, we're just going to keep the teams in during the anthem, and then we'll come out once the anthem is over.
Okay. So you referred to that flashpoint moment, September 23rd speech given by President Trump in Huntsville, Alabama, in which he said, wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that SOB off the field, out, he's fired, said our president at that moment. Well, predictably and rightfully, a bunch of NFL players who had sort of backed off the protests at that point, it was starting to fade back into the woodwork a little bit, where the statements had been made, and I think a lot of NFL players felt like they had done what they needed to do. Well, them is fighting words, right?
Yes.
And you got to fight back by continuing to protest. And I didn't blame him one bit for that.
But then you play into his hands,
Okay.
Skip, because now when you start talking about, you come out there interlocking arms. Why President Trump should be, he's a separate, he's doing what he does. But the issue is this police brutality, the inequality that we see. So now he shifted it. Just that quick, Skip. Now you see Jerry Jones out there at the near center field. You see everybody locking arms. Really? So what are we uniting for, and what are we uniting against?
Okay, but my point is not that what could happen today would equal what President Trump said.
Yes.
But it's akin to it, in that if the NFL's crack down today and impose a rule, you cannot kneel during the anthem, but the players still will come out for the anthem.
Right.
You don't think there's going to be
some guys are going to stay in?
Some are just going to say, you can't.
No.
You can't. This is America. You can't do that to me, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a reason why, Skip, they took out prayers in school.
Yeah.
They took out, the Pledge of Allegiance in school. You can't force someone one way or another in a free society to adhere to religion or the flag. You can't do that, Skip. The Supreme Court made it abundantly clear you cannot.
Forced patriotism.
Yeah. Okay, look, and that's the thing, Skip. Just because you say the Pledge of Allegiance or you take your hat off, does that make you more patriotic than someone else? People think because I can wear a flag bathing suit or a pair of shorts, I'm patriotic. Really? First of all, it's disrespectful. Only the flag is supposed to have the stars and stripes, not other paraphernalia, but that's neither here nor there. We got to stop this, Skip, that we think if we put a flag on our face, oh, I'm really American now. Or if I have a flag draped across my shoulder, I'm really American now. Stop this.
So I hope that the NFL owners as a collective group will see their way clear not to impose a rule, because it'll just start it all back up again, and maybe that would be a good thing. I don't know. But if they want to go forward the right way, they should be with their players instead of against their players. They should understand this. They should appreciate the issue that was at hand.
Yeah, and Commissioner understands it. He's like, this would be a catastrophic mistake if we were to do this. And have the Players Association, Skip, the thing is that, and Jared mentions in his piece, that Paul Tagliabue,
Jared Bell.
Jared
Yeah.
Bell,
Mhm.
you know Jared very well, and I know Jared very well. Paul Tagliabue, Paul Tagliabue and Gene
Gene
Upshaw,
Upshaw, yeah.
they had a working relationship.
did.
They didn't view themselves as adversaries.
No, and by the way, the negative side of that was the players felt, because I covered those players, they felt they lost some money
Yeah.
because Gene was too close to the commissioner.
And-
but go ahead.
And some of the owners felt they had lost some money
And they did.
because Paul Tagliabue
Was
and
too
Gene
close
had
to
such
that. That's
right.
true. That's
So
true.
there's like, oh, and Paul and Commissioner Tagliabue was like, yeah, guys, we could squeeze these guys to get more money, but wouldn't you rather give them some of this and have a happy working relationship?
That's what would have happened with Tagliabue and Gene.
But
They would have figured this out because they had rapport.
Yes.
They had open lines of
Yes.
communication. They weren't antagonists. They were trying to be in this together to make the league better.
yes,
And don't kill the golden goose.
No.
You know, like,
but
right?
you gotta, but for a decision be made one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
if the players are going to stay in the locker room, have the Players Association, have some of those members at the table say, guys, this is what we're thinking. But I know this, mandating that they stand
Yep.
would be a huge mistake.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even love the idea of keeping the players in the locker room. Just figure it. Just
Yeah, they
let
used
it
to-
go.
that's what they used to do.
I know they did.
That's what they did
No,
before
got it.
before the military started paying
I
millions
know.
and millions of dollars.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the one solution everybody could agree on. If you think today's players would be okay with it.
Yeah,
Well.
yeah. I mean, for me, Skip, I wanted to play in the NFL. I can assure you, when I was growing up as a little kid, I didn't think about standing on the sideline here. I just wanted to play. And I understand that they play they play the anthem before sporting events or all major events. But come on now, we see where we are now. And where we are in society now, Skip, we're at a different place. And so people have their opinions, and they're not gonna have it suppressed. So
And also, the opinions are quite polar,
yes,
so it presents a problem. There's no trust in this situation, which is the bigger issue. That would be a mistake to force them.
because they've heard the owners
Yeah.
say some things in private that they thought was going to remain private.
Yep.
So they know how some of the owners
Owners
feel.
Well, yeah. I mean, the owners need to remember there's no league without the players, and the players have to have a working relationship with the owners. So
Right.
There's no trust there, but don't do that. Well, the Rockets pulled the upset against the Warriors tonight. We'll discuss that next.
Case of